What's going on, doozers, and welcome to episode 21 on the Shadowtopia server, and we are starting today off in the shopping district. So, last episode, we came to the conclusion that I've got a lot of diamonds. To be specific, I've got 5 stacks of blocks, plus my spending shinies. And we also have to start working on the Halloween district. So Doodle Moose and White Top have been doing an amazing job over there getting it all set up. And one of the things that they did was they are building a haunted house. And the haunted house has little rooms in it where people can go on a minecart ride and actually see different attractions. And I signed up to do one of the attractions. So I'm going to need some supplies. And I have diamonds, so it's time to go on a shopping spree. We're going to start at the terracotta shop, and we're going to work our way around. So let me take care of this, and we'll be back. And we are done. We are back, and check this out. We are over in the... Okay, that's a little annoying. We are over in the Halloween district, and this is what Doodle Moose and White Top have been working on for a while. And I mean, it looks great. It looks awesome. They got all kinds of stuff going on in here. It's definitely got that creepy, spooky vibe that I think they were looking for. Okay, that's not... How do I get into there? Oh, that's a zombert. So somewhere around here is a entrance. Now, I'm at the front door. Oh, there is redstone in here. Very cool. Alright, so, wow. Wow. Fireplace with painting. Okay. So here is where the builds are going to go. Now they've got it all marked off. Claim it using this sign, room number 1, number 2, number 3. We have claimed room number 6. And the space I have to work in is roughly 12 by 12 by something. And we have to make something that looks awesome in here. So I'm going to start working on some designs. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I've got a couple of materials now. So let's see what we can work up. Well, I am done. I finished it up. White Top's over here. She was just taking it for a quick spin around a couple times. So first, I'm going to show you what it looks like real slow where we can walk through. So the first thing I did is I kind of went for this dark nether feel to it. We put black concrete with crying obsidian up on the roof. That way it kind of gets this nice drippy texture and also kind of looks like stars up in the sky. Then what we did is we built a tree using some of the crimson stems. So we gave it, like I said, this nice dark, reddish color with the blacks and the blue soul fires and the jack-o'-lanterns. But this also has a little secret. So when people are going through it, there's some jump scares. So as we come through, we'll see these little heads popping up here and there, just to give them a little bit of a scare when they're going through. Now, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to want to watch Doge's video when he comes through here, because it's going to be hilarious. But I think, as far as this build is concerned, I think this is done. I don't think there's much more I can do to this that's going to add to it. So, now it's time to move on to our next project. Alright guys, so now that we've been working on some other stuff, over the stream weekend, I started working on clear-cutting an area of the jungle. That way we could start working on building some more of the villages area over there. Now, I'm here with Doodle, who's trying to hide behind me. And we have a spot here labeled reserved, and that is because Doodle builds carts. And she makes really nice carts, and I can't build carts. So I asked Doodle if she could build a cart here for me, because I've got a lot of pumpkins, and we're going to give them away. Well, we're going to give away jack-o'-lanterns and carved pumpkins. We're not going to give away actual pumpkins. So,
Nope.
So, do you think if I go and start working on making a whole bunch of jack-o'-lanterns that you could make a cart?
Yes, although I'm not sure how long it will take me.
Well, I have lots of jungle
How
wood.
how many chests of pumpkins are you planning on putting on top of this cart?
I mean, so I have two double chests filled with pumpkins right now, and
Ooh.
that's doesn't take me too long to get because I can just AFK that pumpkin melon farm. Hello, hi.
Erigard, we're talking business. Cart business. Please
So
read the sign.
we could very easily go and I could AFK it for a while and make a whole bunch more pumpkins. I don't know how
Caesar,
many we need.
Caesar, I have a thought.
Yes?
Okay? Couple things. Can they put jack-o'-lanterns and carved pumpkins into composters?
Yes.
Okay, that's a thing that could happen. Secondly, what if we hid the chest underneath and you had your supply of pumpkins underneath, and then there was like a place where they could click to get to it and you wouldn't see the chest and it could just look like a cart full of pumpkins and it looks so cute and amazing and it'd still be functional. Get out of here with your shaking head. It's an amazing idea.
um actually, we could do the same thing that works over at my experience shop.
Huh?
So the experience shop, the way it works is on a single click, the dispensers will put out 8 items each dispenser. So right now it'll give you
Am I
32
like
potion
allowed?
bottles. So I could just hook it up to a dispenser so that when you click a button, it'll shoot out like 16 jack-o'-lanterns and 16 carved pumpkins.
I love this. This sounds way more complicated than it needs to be. Let's do it.
Sounds good. I will start making jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkins.
This is gonna be awesome.
Alright, so while Doodle is over there building out the cart, I figured I'd get started on carving out some pumpkins. You know, just a few stacks of pumpkins. Yeah, there's pumpkins everywhere. So I don't know how long this is going to take, but I laid out all the pumpkins already. So now all I have to do is shear them all. So, yeah, let's let's get started. Alright, so we've got all the pumpkins. We've turned them all into jack-o'-lanterns. We gotta do a little bit of redstone over in the shopping district. So we're gonna get over there next to see just what Doodle has done over there. Now, there's one other thing that we have to do, and over the last couple of days, I've been thinking about different ideas for mini games, different things that we could do. And at the same time, we've been playing a game as a server. We have been playing a game that seems to be pretty popular, not gonna lie. It's called Among Us. And I started thinking about it, and I figured out a way to make Among Us in Minecraft. So the first thing that we have to do is get through this portal. Hello, lag. The first thing that we have to do is we're going to have to find an area where we can actually build this, and it's going to be a pretty big build. So let me figure that out, and at the same time, let's take a peek at this. This is looking perfect. So this pumpkin is awesome, so I will be able to do the redstone to shoot out the jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkins. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to start trying to figure out where exactly we can build this new minigame. Alright, and just like that, we are done. The redstone is finished. So now, players can come up, and it says free Halloween decorations. Press button, no pranking. But they can come up, and they push the button, and it'll dispense 18 either jack-o'-lanterns or carved pumpkins into this box. And White Top already made use of it, so did Mom. But you'll be able to sit there and get your pumpkins so that you can go and place them around and make the shopping district look a little bit better, or get the bases ready for Halloween as well. So there's the first part. Now, the next part. So I alluded to building a minigame, and the minigame is going to be a Minecraft take on the game Among Us. And that means that we're going to need a pretty big area, because we're going to have to do an entire map, figure out how we're going to do all the redstone, and build it all. I've kind of let a few people in on it, especially with helping me with the building parts, White Top. But we're going to go ahead and start looking around, scouting out some areas to figure out where we can build this, and ultimately build an entire gaming district. So hang tight, because we're about to go for a ride. Alright guys, so I'm thinking that we have found the perfect location. And this actually came from a suggestion from Mom. White Top and I came out, we took a look around, and it is perfect. I mean, we got desert, we've got savanna, we've got plains, we've got a whole bunch of different biomes that are all flat, which means that this could be the perfect location to start. Oh, well, that looks cool. This could be the perfect location for us to be building up our games district. And then we got stuff like this, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So I think this is set. I think this is where we're going to do it. And that means that I've got to start figuring out exactly where in this biome that I'm going to start building the Among Us game. I've already got some ideas for how to do it, but we are going to have to dig a whole bunch of chambers underground. So I guess the next step is to get some beacons together, start getting everything worked out for how we're going to do it for the redstone, and bounce on beds. So let me get this stuff together, and we will be right back. Alright, so we are over in our new redstone testing world, and I'm going to start working out on the tasks. So this is going to be the hardest part of the Among Us game, because we're going to have to be able to create tasks that players can do. And I think I know how I'm going to do it. So we're going to start with this wonderful new block, the lodestone. And we're going to use compasses as well. So for anybody who hasn't played around with this yet, if you put a lodestone down and you have a compass, the compass is going to point to wherever spawn is. But if I put a compass with a lodestone by right-clicking it, now this compass will point to that lodestone no matter where in the world I am. Alright, now if I get rid of this lodestone, now the compass has no idea where to take me. It goes crazy. So that's how we're going to set these up. So we're going to hide a bunch of lodestones in the map, and that's going to be how we accomplish the tasks. Now what we need to do is figure out how to get some of the tasks actually set. Alright, so I played around with a little bit of stuff, got everything set up basically how I want, and you guys do your best to follow along with me. This is going to be a lot of redstone magic that we're going to have to work on, and it's probably not going to happen today. I'm figuring this is going to take me a couple weeks to do. But that being said, here's our basic premise of how the game is going to work. So for starters, we have one of the first task prototypes is right here. So what has to happen is you're going to have to stand on a pressure plate, and you're going to have to
They
wait
got me.
a few seconds. We're just waiting. We're taking a med-based scan or hacking something. So after a small period of time, this chest appears, and you can throw in one of your compasses, your task, and it'll get through the system. So that's one of the tasks figured out. Now, as far as how this game is going to look for the players, so they're going to come in and they're going to be presented with a colored shulker box. Each colored shulker box is going to have a tunic dyed to the color of the box, a potion of invisibility, and it's going to have an armor stand. What the players are going to do is they're going to come in, they're each going to pick their colors, put on their vest, and then they're going to say, okay, there's 5 players, so there's going to be 1 imposter. So we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 imposter, and it's going to go into this system. Now, this system is going to have to push out the papers, and it's going to have to filter out all of the paper. The ones that say imposter are going to come right back here into this dropper. The ones that say survivor are going to turn off 1, 2, 3 lamps. Each one of those survivor papers is going to turn off 3 different lamps and then make their way back into this dropper. Then what the players will do is they're going to take their shulker box, they're going to put it right here, and they'll hit a button. So let me go ahead and get a button there quick. Just use Acacia. So they'll push the button, and it's going to put in 1 piece of paper. Now, droppers act randomly, so any one of these 9 spots will trigger, meaning it will be completely random who gets the imposter paper and who gets a survivor paper. The only way for the player to know is to open their box and look inside. Once all the players have their boxes, and whether they're a survivor or an imposter, they're going to come into this room here. Now, this room is the airlock. This is the beginning of the game itself. This is also going to be locked off right here. So what the players are going to do is they're going to put their shulker box here. They're going to hit another button, and it's going to put 3 compasses or 3 tasks into their shulker box. And at that point, once they have their tasks, they can put the tasks in their hotbar or whatever. And then they will proceed into this room, which is going to be the first room of the game. This is also going to be the general meeting room where they all meet up to have their conversations about who the imposter is, who it isn't, etc. Now, some of the redstone that we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to get all of that hooked up to itself. So I'm going to have to set up a dropper system to pull the items out of the shulker and then get them into a water stream. From the water stream, they're going to have to go through an item filter to determine where, how many lights are going to get turned off. I have to do a system to turn off each of the lights. Then we're going to have to figure out a way to get all of those papers into this dropper. The other system that we're going to have to work out is for win conditions. So when all of these lights get turned back on by completing tasks, we have to have it go out so the last redstone lamp turns on. We're going to have to be able to get a signal out to some fireworks or some bells or some note blocks that tell the players in the game, hey, the survivors won and you lose. Now, over here, as the survivors and as the players enter in this room, they're going to put their shulker box right here. They're going to hit the button, and this dropper is going to put 3 compasses into their box, and then they're ready to play the game. So the only other thing other than that is we're going to have to do the system that takes all of the items from the tasks, so the compasses, and we're going to have to get them all back to this dropper here. So that means every single task, wherever it is in the map, and I'm figuring about a 200 by 200 area for this, every one of those tasks has to end up back into this dropper, or at least into this system, so that the next game can be played. On top of that, we're also going to have to do a reset system that turns all of these lamps back on so that the next set of players can come in and play. So we got a lot of stuff to figure out, and it's going to be a lot of head scratching. I think the first thing we need to do is start working on designing how this map is going to look. I'm going to work on figuring out exactly how to get all this redstone working. But guys, this has been a pretty heavy redstone episode today. A lot of building, a lot of pranking, a lot of playing. So I think it's going to wrap us up. I hope you enjoyed. As always, if you liked the video, consider hitting the subscribe button. Don't forget to check out the other people on the Shadowtopia server. Their links are in my description. That being said, I'm Diamond Doozer, and I'm out.